Don't you hate that shit?
Right, it's right
It'll hit
there. I
you.
just can't. Yeah, it
All
will
right,
eventually. I hope.
here we go. It'll hit you. Fantasy sports on the bottom.
All right, appreciate it.
What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? I got a TKO on wherever the pool is at. What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? Got two toolies of my own, I don't need a gat. Hold up, no sir. Step up to the mic, bring me closer. Sabotage back in the lab, and to stop that you gonna have to go through both. That swole up. Anytime I pull up the bars, I buck up my shoulders and pour the heart. Word to God, my gift.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? You're here on the Knockout Hour with your boy TKO, the notorious one, the biggest one. You know what I mean? And it's 7 o'clock on Monday, so you know what that means. Of course, it's the Knockout Hour, baby. And I'm glad that y'all joined me tonight. And right now, this evening, Snooty Foxx may join in, maybe not. But so far, right now, it's going to probably be off for the first half, and we'll see what happens. But thank y'all for joining us again. And let's go ahead and talk about some of the action that happened this past weekend in my life. Because here on the Knockout Hour, we try to discuss some things that happens in our personal lives, and along with combat sports. Knowing that also I'm a huge football fan, I'm a big sports fan of all sports. Really, you see I'm repping the Bulls, and they're in their preseason. I'm definitely gonna be repping the Cowboys jersey right now because good gracious alive, man. What type of season is really going on? Um, I wouldn't go in depth about it. I mean, I'm not a coach. I'm just a lifelong fan. I love football. It's just frustrating. Not just this season, but it's a common thing for me. What as being a fan and watching the game a lot of years. It's frustrating. It's not exciting football, and we haven't been for a long time. I watch so many other teams play. I watch all the games as much as I can. I like the red zone package. Um, it looks so exciting for them to drive down the field, throw the ball past 20 yards, run the football, actually play some defense. Things you do at a high level. It's been missing for a long time. So, and also we don't beat a lot of teams that has a record over 500. I think it's really weird. It doesn't matter if it's this season. It's been going on for a long time. They seem to be intimidated by good, talented teams, and I think it's frustrating. Sum it up, like I said it before, it's the best way to say it. However, these Cubs don't run. I'm loyal to the soil. Everybody knows me. If I'm with you, I'm with you, and I'm the same way with my Cowboys. So y'all got a week to figure it out, and then you got another tough test. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, man, it was a rough one. But anyway, off of that note, the main thing that happened this weekend is my oldest daughter's birthday. She is 17 years old. Shout out to you, baby girl. One more year left until they typically say they need to be leaving or exiting the home, and I don't see that much. She doesn't live with me full time. She lives with her mother, and she's actually a senior at 17. Uh, and that's pretty dope. She skipped the first grade because academically they felt like at the time she could advance. So yeah, she's locked in. She's doing her thing, and I'm very proud of her. Shout out to you, baby. I love you. That's really dope. I got a 17-year-old daughter. Ain't that something? Can't tell, right? For some folk, and I'll get into that in a second because me and Snooty Foxx had to go wrestle this past weekend in Wilmington, North Carolina, at their National Armory. It was pretty dope. It seemed to be like a nice new building they had built down there. And so I wrestled for this promotion. It's UPWA. Shout out to them. They did a great job, and from start to finish, it was first class. They treated us very well. Um, you know, they really embraced all types of talent from everywhere because in this tournament they made sure they didn't shortchange the audience there. They made sure they had a night to remember, and it was the same for me and Snooty. We had a great time. So the trip to start off with, uh, we're from Burlington, North Carolina, so it takes us roughly about 3 hours to get there. And the drive was good, no problems. Traffic was smooth, so all praise be to God. And got there, good time, be able to stretch, talk to the boys, stuff like that. And then it was go time. So when I matched, we was third on the card for the first match. It was a tournament. They have an annual cup every year. It's the 17th annual tournament. So Snooty's been down there a lot of times. So I think he hadn't made a return in a while. So the fans really anticipating that, knowing he was advertised, but they didn't know the notorious one was going to be there too, TKO. So, like I stated earlier, I went there 2 years ago, and me and Snooty was in the tournament as well, and got cheated by a team that we ended up get a chance to face this past Saturday. So in the first match, man, what a crowd! I can honestly say I never heard. I must just say, give or take, I would say roughly about a good 300 people. I never heard that many people that loud in my life. And that's a challenge to you, Icon Pro fans. when it comes to me, yes, y'all always do that. But as a tag team, now that's something different, man. Me and the Foxx bring that energy. We came out there, we was fired up. Wait till y'all see the video. It's gonna be on Patreon. We're working on things. Everybody trying to learn how to find different platforms where you guys can find us. Knowing that we over 100,000 fans, and we'll love for you guys to engage with us more. We're working on some things where, for us, I would say middle-aged men with children, we seem to be a little not technically savvy as we should be, but we're working on it. We're getting there because did a lot of technical stuff today on my end, but we're getting there. We're getting there. But when it goes with that, the first match was excellent. I think we executed very well. Our timing was good, and we came out with a big victory. So we got the win in the first match. It didn't go too long. Then during the intermission, Baron, which was one of the tag team we had to face, was running his mouth, as always, trying to stir the crowd up and think different of us. So we had the first match after intermission, and so we came out there really fired up, focused, and the outcome wasn't in our favor. You'll be able to see the match to see the outcome. I won't tell you that in. However, we enjoyed ourselves, and it was a safe trip. We got home roughly around like 2:30 in the morning, or a little bit later than that. Sometimes you never know, but because sometimes you're just having a good time, you kind of lose track of time. But it was good. I'm glad that we got home safe. I'm glad everybody else at the show, we had a great time, and man, what a good locker room. So for me, I'll get at an A+ weekend for me. It was really fun, and like I said, that was just one of the things I just give all praise to God on that, because you never know how the travel can be sometimes, and what type of things could happen in the ring. And yeah, we came out safe, and that's all you can really ask for. And we got that. Give me the money. Give me the money. All right, so we're gonna take a second right here to go ahead and shout out our sponsor. I'm getting terrible at this, guys, because again, I normally wear glasses, and I ain't got them on this current second, so please deal with me, y'all. I know it kind of sounds terrible, but I want y'all to see my face. I don't want to be hidden behind those glasses so much. All right, let me see. But in the meantime, until I find the information, is at the bottom, but I don't want to. Again, I can't see that for certain reasons. I ain't got my glasses on. Gotcha. Here we go. All right, so we got Good Sports Fantasy Sports. And this is from Terry Good. He's a good friend of mine, and he runs this channel. You want to check him out. So he is a fantasy football content creator. This is here for you to help you win fantasy championships on all platforms by subscribing to my channel and following me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You will receive cutting-edge content for your fantasy football leagues and dynasty. In dynasty and redraft. Trade value, ranking stats, film breakdowns, and mock drafts. If you need help in your draft or setting your lineups, I offer consultation services. Email me at fantasygoodsports@gmail.com. So everybody check them out. They're good. He's a good folk, and he'll make sure he'll steer you the right way to make sure you make some money, making the money, and winning your fantasy football leagues. Okay, so we're gonna get into it right here with a little bit of boxing and UFC news that's going on, and a lot of this for me, I felt like I wanted to touch back on it with the boxing. I got a little more time to kind of probably elaborate more on what went down and transpired this past weekend. So you had Benavides. He stunned my man. See, now we were just saying this before we got on air. I swear I know this man's name. It kills me with these names, man. What was that? Beval? I don't really want to butcher his name. But he won by majority decision to become the undisputed champion. Beterbiev closes the battle of the Russian boxer strongly and prevails via scores of 115 to 113. In his favor, 116 to 111. 112 and 140, 114, 114. So with the victory and the long awaited meeting, you got Beterbiev becomes the boxing's first undisputed 175-pound champion in the 4-belt era. So for a lot of people that don't know, obviously you guys are tuning in for that reason, but to touch back up on that for a lot of people that hasn't been watching boxing, that when you're saying undisputed, that means there's multiple championships in your weight division. That being said, the weight divisions are determined by the promoters of the champions. So this has been going on since the beginning of time, and now long day. When you have longer, say champions throughout time, you have to change with the times, and some people go ahead and start another promotion, and that's where you get another title. I think personally, sometimes it's too many. We need to just take all of these championships and just make it one, and I think it will make it stronger for the sport. This is just my opinion. I think that Floyd Mayweather and some of the other greats set so many high precedents that these young folk today, like for us older folk, will say they don't want to take a butt whooping. And that is a problem in boxing, I think, is that we don't get the big fights. We don't get the ones that make you sit at the water cooler, so to speak, and talk about, oh man, did you see that fight? If he would have threw that jab, that left. You know, when I grew up, I used to watch some of the greatest boxing matches all the time. My stepfather, my mom was huge boxing fans. It didn't always have to be Tyson or none of those type of guys. For me, I used to watch Lennox Lewis as he was emerging to the top while you had the Holyfields dominating the division and stuff. So for me, I always been a great fan of the sport, and I just really believe that if they just take those titles and just make it one, it'll be better for the business. So some people say that match was controversial in the decision of the scoring. Again, it's subjective, you know. Could it be that money and politicking because you want this person to be the one to represent that belt or excuse me, that title? That could be very possible, you know. And the fight game, the real thing that people need to understand is it's all about the money. It's always been about the money. So don't let anybody fool you that is a athlete or a competitor to let you know it ain't never. No, you're right. We do this because of passion of the sport. That is absolutely correct. No one would go out here and football if they didn't have any intent of knowing that they're shooting for the highest glory they can find in that sport. Like, let's not say that. However, if I got to take care of my lifeway expenses and where I want to go, create generational wealth, it's always going to be, give me the money. Give it to me. TKO right now, as you hear my voice, give me the money. So sponsors, you hear me right now, give me the money and I got you. You know what I'm saying? I can make sure that I accommodate all your needs. That's reasonable. That is very reasonable. And be able to, like I said, help grow your business. Let's talk. Let's communicate. But back to the subject of boxing. I think it could be so much again, it can be internal corruption when it comes to a lot of money. And so one of the oldest sports in the world. So knowing that people got a lot invested in these boxers, especially if they represent their titles or their belts, excuse me. So we'll see what Better Reed goes, which direction. I think that was a good win. Like I said, boxing sometimes always going to be subjective. Don't don't always take it where you can't enjoy it because you're too much for a fan of one guy. Just watch it sometimes and then reflect on that. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Then you got my man Whitaker and Cameron. Fight ended after a ring flip. That's right, a ring flip in boxing, ladies and gentlemen. It was pretty funny. And the fight between Ben Whitaker and my man Liam Cameron and Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, ended in bizarre circumstances on Saturday as the contestants as the contest had to be ended following the fighters falling out of the ring. Whitaker and Cameron were in the 5th round of their light heavyweight contest when the former backed up on the ropes. That's crazy, y'all. Both men then flipped over the ropes and landed heavily outside the ring. Whitaker left the venue in a wheelchair with a leg injury, and a fight was scored as a split decision. If you have not seen the video, when you got some time, go out there, jump on the YouTubes, wherever you can find it. Look that up. You got the Whitaker Cameron fight. But with these two guys, it ended in a split decision draw, and Whitaker left in a wheelchair. That sounds more like professional wrestling than professional wrestling, everybody. So I don't know what they agreed on in the back. I don't know what they were saying throughout the press conferences that really got them to go at each other like that. But yeah, man, go check out the clip of that. It's pretty funny. To me, it was. Some other people, again, you got money on the line. I can understand. They probably called. If I had some money, I'd be pretty pissed off about that. And he said, I saw that this was an accident, right? Some people are saying that was part of a storyline. Very possible, correct. Because that's what I was thinking too. I was like, why would they? You got to push somebody pretty hard. In the boxing ring, I've been in one. In order to gauge with somebody and clinch and then to force them over, I don't see how that's so much of an accident, I would say. Could it be staged? Possibly. I wouldn't put nothing under anything when it comes to big money in the fight game. But I would say it was oddly weird. Like I said, for someone to force them ropes are pretty tight. So to make someone go over them, both of you guys, yeah, man, I think you're trying to hurt somebody. And I hope they wasn't because it's not that deep. I hope it wasn't. But I'll keep trying to do some research and then, we'll look into it next week and see if that come to be true, that it was an accident. And I hope so, because those two gentlemen, hey, it's boxing, man. If y'all want to wrestle, by all means, hit up TKO, come down to Icon Pro. We would definitely put on a great show for you guys. we got a house for you guys. Just come on, let us know you want to do a good old wrestling match. Not with us, with each other. We'll make sure we'll cover everything for you. What's up, my man Walter? How you doing? I'm glad you're back this week. Thank you for joining us again. Thank you. Thank you there. Always going to thank you guys for joining us every single week. So we're going to go ahead and move on. I know last week we did talk about UFC, but I'm going to touch a little base on that again. When it comes down to Alex Pereira celebrating his dominant TKO win. Man, this dude is a force. Alex Pereira is really someone to be feared and respected in his fight game. I am a huge John Jones fan when it comes to UFC. But Alex Pereira is definitely like a 1B to me. He is just straight business. He don't play around. He's going to march you down and he's going to put a hurting on you. And that's something I am not seeing in fighters since Mike Tyson. I would say even somebody like Jermaine Taylor had it. What's his name? Antonio Tarver. He had a little bit in him too. Had a little dog in him. But it's something about that Pereira, man, in UFC. I think he's in a good place right now. I think he can be possibly moving up to heavyweight, which I would love for him to go up to heavyweight. They do say that his walk around weight, he can definitely get up in that division and have no problem and be able to do his thing. So I think that would be dope. But I definitely wanted to go back and just bring that back up. That he is one phenomenal fighter, and I love him in the UFC. And let's see who the potential matchup could be down the road because he's sleeping everybody. All right, then you got Joanna Pena. She defeated Raquel Pennington via split decision to win the belt. And a lot of people were talking about how she made the woman submit, Pennington submit, and then she twerked on her after she beat her opponent. That's right. She twerked on her after she submitted her. For me being an entertainer, I enjoy it because you're giving the people what they want. And that's something to see. It's something to write about, something to tell someone, hey man, you want to go check out that video? Regardless if, you know, it may be sexual. And I think a lot of people always try to put the two together sometimes. I personally believe, man, when you were at a natural high, when you hit a really big part in your life, I think, you know, you're just in the moment, you're feeling it, you know? Exactly, Walter. I think the same thing. I really do, because that's her style. She was having fun. She's playful. She said it before. She thinks she has a nice body. She worked hard for it, and she's kicking your butt in the octagon. How can you complain about that, ladies and gentlemen? I think that's amazing that when, again, just she's celebrating, she's liberating herself with the win. How can y'all hate on that? And plus, she got talent. She got skills. So, yes, I agree with you, Walter. She's a really, really beautiful woman. And she said, hey, I got some dumped right there, and I'm going to throw it around. And I don't see nothing wrong with that, man. So I think if it is weird to the people that's hating, most time is people that can't do what you can do, then you go out there and beat somebody and do it, see how it feels. Promise you may enjoy yourself too. You never know. But shout out to you. We're happy here at the Knockout Hour, as you can see with Walter. We salute you because I appreciated that. Then you got Jaquan Berkeley. He knocks out Stephen Thompson for a big win at UFC 307. I like this guy right here, Buckley. A couple months back, I think this is, about a year and a half, 2 years. I think that was in the smaller arena, and he said the N word on National TV or ESPN Live, and he drew it back, of course, and that made me laugh. I like that dude. He was being genuine. Another time where when you're winning, you're just in the moment. Sometimes you don't think about the way you naturally would talk without a camera in your face, because being realistic, sometimes there's certain words you should not be using in front of certain people. And for him to draw it back, he felt like that's his thing. However, let's go past that. The reason it caught my eye because I was reading the reports, seeing a couple clips, and I remember my man Thompson. I know he'd been an MMA fighter for a long time. So that brings me to my point about this fight game. That's professional wrestling, boxing. It goes with respect. Always show respect on your way up, because you got to go through the same type of situation on your way down. So if you treat somebody wrong on the way up to your success, make sure and believe if you ever going back down or you towards the end of your career, make sure that other person ain't going up or someone else, because one of those people gonna do it to you. I promise you that. So, but now with Berkeley, ain't, it's not so much on him. It's just, I think sometimes these fighters just, I wouldn't say call it quits, but I think some people, you need to kind of realize that there's parts of your life, and he may not be done with this yet, so I can't speak for this man, but for me, hey man, I know you've seen better days in the octagon. I think it'd be dope if you could probably spend more time benefiting your life without the actual contact, if you get what I mean. That's just, again, opinion of TKO. Because I know for me, I have a date and or age set in my mind where I'm done with this. Um, I would say I will not be wrestling for in 10 years. No, that would definitely not be happening. I'll be 47 years old, hopefully taking care of my grandkids, still running my wrestling company, but and having fun that way, not necessarily taking the physical side of it. I'll still be in the gym getting jacked or something. I'll get that old granddaddy build or something. But yeah, I know that I do have a time in my mind that I think it will be the end of my career professionally in the ring, because in life, you got to know that one part of your life has to end in order to move forward in another. And I know my wife and my kids have sacrificed a lot of their time and uh, well deserved time I should have for them for in order for us to grow this company. So I just know that I owe it to them more more on the other side of my life and wrestling without to say I'm trying to do both of the two. It's not always fitting for your family. That's just me. I always had my family before I went into wrestling, and I'm happy and blessed that I still have them after all these years, 6 years in the ring, that is, being a professional wrestler. All right. So, and one last part to add when it comes to the combat sports world over here with MMA and boxing, it's a good part right here where Crawford rejects McGregor's deal, says no to MMA. Thank you, Terrence, because it's not so much about like your technique. I'm pretty sure you can wrestle. They say you can wrestle, but this is a young man's game. And I'm glad that you're not going to venture out your box for a payday. This is the one time, and I agree with you, my man. The money ain't worth it. I think that you have cemented a phenomenal career. Very underrated because a lot in this fight game, they're not as promoters putting you against the best opponents as you was on your climb. I mean, you defeated a lot of great champions. And so it's not a knock to you, but it ain't your fault that you had to wait all these years until the Earl Spence fight to get your payday when you've been champion this whole time. I think that's really weird. I'm no disrespect to Earl Spence, but even as a person that's coming back to boxing, I haven't known much of that man. And I heard about the accident, and I think that it may have changed him. I don't know, but I knew in that fight that Crawford was going to win. And it sucks that it took him that long to go against Spence in order to him to get the recognition he deserved after all the years he put in. So I thought that was really weird. However, I'm glad that Crawford pretty much saying to McGregor, find somebody else you can play with, because I agree. I don't think he should be able to go chase that. And so that wraps up my talks when it comes to UFC and boxing. If you want to find out more news, stay tuned with us. We're working on some things where we may be adding additional little moments where like content going forward. We got some ideas. Like I said, we're working on some things. All right, so we're gonna get into the WWE talks right here. We're gonna start with Monday Night Raw, and this right here came from the night after Bad Blood in Atlanta, Georgia. So you had CM Punk. He comes out to kick out Monday Night Raw. A lot of people could tell he was banged up, scarred, and bruised through a amazing Hell in a Cell match. A lot of people reached out to me and was like, what do you think about that match? Probably one of the best Hell in a Cell matches I ever seen. I will put it in my top 3, not one particular order. But yeah, man, what a great match. I will go back and watch that one. If you haven't, go to where your platforms is in your country, area, location, and go check that match out, man. They excellent match between these two guys. That's the way it should be done. You don't have to climb on the outside of it. I think that's the really, really good match. However, CM Punk is hurt, and he said that, guys, I'm gonna take some time off to go see his wife, because he's been on this journey with Drew McIntyre for a while. They've been really battling out since he returned from injury, and even before that, since the Royal Rumble, actually, this past, I would say February, no, January. Yeah, Royal Rumble January. But anyway, then Seth Rollins comes out to interrupt him. Now we can already see now the direction they're going is only a matter of time that we're going to get Seth Rollins and CM Punk. And I definitely believe that's going to either be done at Survivor Series, which may be too early. I think they'll start that story around Survivor Series and carry that into Mania. That definitely is a WrestleMania match. I would say I'm not a huge Seth Rollins fan, but I am a fan of stories and knowing uh, what direction these superstars are going. I think is good that they're laying the tracks forward right now to make sure that every match on WrestleMania really hits its peak. So we'll keep an eye on that. So then we had a match. It was a match for the Intercontinental Championship between our champion Jey Uso versus Xavier Woods, and Jey Uso wins and retains his title. Um, thoughts? I like Jey Uso a lot. I think that I've always said this on the show. I was just worried about the fact that as a babyface, sometimes people could turn on you just because they like you too much and they want you to show some type of more moves. They always want more from you, as they should. You know, you pay your time and attention, and you see where a person can probably tweak something. I know a lot of you fans out there have a real adverse knowledge of wrestling. I'm not going to try to call you anything because I think that's trashy. If you spend time with us on this ride, just like I was a kid, that when we have, let's say, backstage footage to a show, people would kill for that type of thing. You guys are the reason why we actually even get to perform. So I would say thank you guys for that. But to say people would be like, TKO's being hard on Jey Uso. No, I just think that he kind of uses the same moves too much in the time he has. And I think it's like you need to add something. I think it's like he's cheesing the crowd too much. And that's a good thing because they're being entertained. But I would like to see him mix it up a little bit more. And I like what they got it with Xavier Woods. Now, I've seen reports that it's possible, very, very possible that in the future, Big E is going to return. So I still believe, and I think I said it last week, that I really believe he's going to come back and get this group back together before Xavier goes off the deep end. Because I really don't think they should split up the New Day. I don't think they should. We had a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match between Sheamus and Pete Dunne. And, man, fun match. I think it was one of the matches to get the crowd going on Monday night. They have a good, playful show, and that was a good one for the fans as they probably trying to really pick it up with their storyline for Pete Dunne and Sheamus. So shout out to Sheamus with a win on that match. We got the 10-woman tag team match. We had Nadia, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, Selena Vega, and Lyra Valkyria versus Zoe Starks, Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, Izadon, and Alba Fire. And your winners was Natalya, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, Zelina Vega, and Lyra Valkyria. Well, obviously there's a lot of women. But I think a good win. I could probably predict in this type of layout. You got the up girls and the ones that people hate, and because I like to try to get away from terms, but let's say heel and face. So you got a heel and face match, baby face up. Good call after especially a good pay-per-view like Bad Blood that they just had. And then they went ahead and said, hey, we're going to give you this match now because we know who's going to win this. And we all knew. Love you, Sami Zayn, but your winner is still, it was a World Heavyweight Championship match. And of course, it's still Gunther, as it should be. I didn't even take the time to mark or highlight that because I knew Gunther was going to win because that's that dude. So shout out to Gunther on the win in that. Let's see. And that was the end of Monday Night Raw. So that was a good little catch up. I think the show was good. As always, they utilized the time very well. I think this time they had longer matches and less talking. And then too, after a pay-per-view, sometimes you're working on building other things up. So, people got to be patient. I think they're now about to switch over to that 2-hour. Like I said, y'all. Yeah, excuse me. I don't know why every Monday around 7 I am tired. I've been up on the road all weekend. So yeah, it's been exhausting. I'm not gonna lie. And I had to get up early this morning to help my mom out. She had a procedure done today, in and out patients procedure, but she's good to go. So I was a little sleepy. But yeah, so we had NXT, and NXT now is on the CW, and they was in St. Louis, and that was a big, big, big show for Javon Evans and Randy Orton. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Kylie Jordan versus Fatal and Fusion. And your winners were Bianca, Jade Cargill, and Kalani Jordan. All three champions. And I think that was an excellent match. They need to keep consistently working with Jade, get Jade some work, get Kalani, get quality work. Bianca's always been a ring general. She always does a great job. And I think they really highlighted the talent on NXT as well. So that was a good match. You had Stephanie. Oh my God, here we go. Stephanie, Davey, I'm getting used to names, everybody. Valkyrie. Yeah, Stephanie Valkyrie arrives to help Julia. And what it was is that Julia and Roxanne Perez are in the ring talking smack, and Stephanie came to her side and helped her out and ran those ladies off. So that was some dope stuff right there. Pretty dope. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. And then you got the North American Championship match between champion Obafemi and Tony D'Angelo. And ladies and gentlemen, Tony D'Angelo wins the match. He wins, ladies and gentlemen. He beats Obafemi, gave him his first loss. He was the longest reigning North American champion. So shout out to Tony D'Angelo. We had an NXT Tag Team Championship match between Faxium and A-Town Down Under, and still your NXT Tag Team Champions as Faxium. We had a Sexy Red concert, which I'm pretty sure, again, Booker T is going to get in trouble. But shout out to Javon Evans. We love you, kid. You, man, we're so proud of you. And I say that not to be a person that like, oh, no, man, I watched you from when you was 14 in the ring to now, and I think you're a awesome human being, and it was a great match. We love you, and we're proud of you, brother. And he came short against Randy Orton, which was a homecoming to him. Being in St. Louis, he's a kid from that city, and giving Javon Evans a chance was a childhood dream for him, and for people that is in Javon's life as good friends of his. We love the fact that you was able to do that. So shout out to you, young king, the young OG. And we're going to try to go ahead and get through SmackDown really fast. We got LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes and a U.S. championship match, and your winner is still champ, LA Knight. We had Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair against Last Legend and Shakira Jackson, their debut on SmackDown. And your winners, which is sad that somebody had to win this match, but I think we all won watching this match. And so we had the winners of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. And they're still your WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. We got Naomi and Nia Jax face off in a one-on-one because Nia said she could beat Nia right there, then and there, and she did that. And your winner is Naomi. And your match, Jey Uso got the big ups from Roman. Finally, they said acknowledge Jimmy for helping them out. Jimmy lets Roman know they need some help, and they definitely going to need some because Solo Sikoa comes out with the victory over Jimmy Uso. And with that being said, we know Survivor Series is coming. We know the direction that could possibly be Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0, Civil War. We're getting there. So it's pretty dope. And I'll wrap up our talks with WWE right now. So, as we've been stating for weeks, it's that time. It's that time that Icon Pro is ready to show up and show out here in Burlington, North Carolina, because it's going to be this Saturday, October 19th, here at 229 North Graham Hotel Road. It's going to be Icon Pro presents Slam or Treat. It's going to be plenty of fun. If you got kids, if you're grown too, you can wear your Halloween outfits. We're going to enjoy ourselves and have 7 great matches for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, 7. And if you buy a ticket to this event on Eventbrite, that's iconpro9.eventbrite.com. Also, we will sit there and be able to have them at the door for you. And the Popeyes location in Alamance County, you can buy the 2 locations. They're only $10, and you will get a free 2-piece snack dinner. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Right after the show, you can redeem it after that night at your 2 locations in Alamance County. Now, right here, we got my man, the Foxx in one. Snooty Foxx is putting his Central Carolina heavyweight championship on the line against Blackness Jack. This is a return to rubber match right here as the higher ups decided, hey, Snooty Foxx, Blackness asked for that opportunity. Even though he didn't come victorious on the last one, he said that he only needs one shot, and I think that they decided to go ahead and give it to him. So we will see will Snooty Foxx keep that title, or we have a new Central Carolina heavyweight champion. We'll find out, ladies and gentlemen, as we go to October 19th, this Saturday. Like I said, make sure you buy those tickets. Make sure you buy those tickets. And we're working on some things here because we got the next match here is going to be Baby Lotion and Moses Ireton versus these 2 young bulls right here. We got Adrian Axon Jackson versus everybody. You know him. He's been on the podcast. We'll bring him back in the next couple of weeks to follow up after the show. But we got Chris TNT Taylor, and they will be in action this Saturday. You don't want to miss it. As we got Chris TNT Taylor, they're coming off not necessarily a loss. TNT was at the last show, but these 2 young guys are trying to get that chance to fight back for the Icon Pro Tag Team Championships. And I think this match is actually a number 1 contenders match. A number 1 contenders match. So if you enjoy these 4 guys right here, go ahead. Don't waste that time. Make sure you get your tickets so you don't miss the event. And then we got, of course, y'all know him. He's been on this podcast several times. He's a brother of mine, Burlington's own. He is the tribal king, K Killer. And he will be going against a CWF Mid-Atlantic legend, the Kamikaze Kid. Oh, this right here is something I think that the Mid-Atlantic has been missing, especially with Kazi, to know that we got 2 very, very focused opponents. Because we know how K Killer, he is locked in and he's ready. And Kazi, one thing about he got a target set on you, he does not miss. And that's one thing you don't want to do is miss this show. Now we got the Ace Guard, Eric Royal, and he's going against the Alpha Kent Wolf. That's right, everybody. We've been listening to what everybody's been saying on these shows. They know Eric has been on the undefeated streak here at Icon. He's been called terror. And as the Alpha Kent Wolf been coming back show after show after show, the fans have been loving him. And they said, hey, we want him to get a chance at the big dog. And I think this is the match y'all need to see, ladies and gentlemen, because Kent Wolf has been very impressive since he's been on the Icon Pro roster. And I think his young man is going to do everything he can to take away that undefeated streak from Eric Royal. So, and right here, we got So Fly Manny Low versus TK Go. I've been hearing Manny Low for weeks. Let me know he wanted an opportunity to step to me. And I've been watching this kid, man. He's really dope. I like him a lot. And so for me, I was like, it's only right that I don't run from no smoke. You can get this free smoke all the time, as far as I'm concerned. So I would just say that I would say he is crafty. He's very good. He's on a hot streak right now. But I'm going to put that fire out. You heard? So this Saturday, I'm going against SoFly Manny Low. And, man, all I can say for you, man, is going to be that you better duck. Because I'm going to knock you out. So, man, y'all don't want to miss that. Then we got Metallica versus another CWF Mid-Atlantic legend, Nick Richards. They're in tag team action. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. And they're going to get TJ Moss and Buddy Flowers. And he got that flower power. If you guys remember the story, it goes back to where Buddy Flowers was attacked viciously after his match against after his match against Moses Ireton in one-on-one action. When he won, then Nick Richards attacked him after the match. And he wasn't able to perform, so TJ Moss stepped in place for Buddy Flowers and got the victory with Nick Richards. So Metallica decided that Nick Richards was like one of his boys to hang out with him. So we'll see what this matchup's really going to happen. We'll see what's going to pop off in this. All right, so we got Chet Sterling. He's different. Y'all like him. I love him. And so we're going to come back once again, and we bringing someone in that you guys have seen and heard around the Raleigh-Durham area. He's from North Carolina's own Seymour Snot. Yes, yes, sir. He's a pretty good guy. I love him a lot. He's here making a debut at Icon Pro. He's teaming up with Chet Sterling to go against the Icon Pro Tag Team Champions, the Ebony Giants. And this will be a Icon Pro Tag Team Championship match. That's right. We're bringing you the heat on this show. We're making you understand that we give people opportunities to step to the big dogs. And that's where the rubber meets the road. And that's right there, ladies and gentlemen, to give y'all a preview, if you was able to watch on here, for what the matches will be for Icon Pro Slam or Treat. So I know last week that I said, or pretty much came to the guaranteed promise, which I learned in life, don't ever guarantee something until you can make sure you can do that. There are some things I'll make sure I can do. That I will have a live feed set up, and I will have the information in store for you guys. If you follow us online, like on any social media, on Instagram, YouTube, if you follow us in the Knockout Hour group chat on Facebook, I'll post it as well, where you can find the link for the live event. I will talk to DC and see what he would do to make sure, even if you guys are fans of Get Money Sports on Saturdays, I know a lot of you guys in the chat box love DC and that show, and I do as well. I appreciate these guys, but they'll probably be able to spread the word for you guys too, to make sure you guys know. Now, I know you got Saturday night football with college. I love it too. And it's hard to compete by any means. I get it, because I'm a type of person, even on the road, as I'm going down to the shows, I like to watch me some football too. But I would say, man, that if you absolutely don't have to watch or tune into that game, you guys can be able to watch a live wrestling event in your home, just like AEW or WWE. Now, yes, you would think something where we're not actually much. Let's say the minimum be $3 to watch it live. Let's say the minimum, because again, we're working on things. You have to understand that you're not even leaving. You have to leave the comforts of your own home. You can enjoy Icon Pro Wrestling right there at your own device of your choice. You can have your food for a family of 4 or many more. It doesn't, whatever your family is made of. Or if you could be all by yourself. I encourage you, I challenge you, if you can hear my voice or see my face, that you take that time this week to make sure that you like, share, subscribe Icon Pro. You make sure you tell them that Icon Pro is number one. It's going to be number one, because we're striving for that. Me and Snooty Foxx work so hard, and the rest of the roster, I'm not excluding any names, but we work so hard to try to bring the best live entertainment. And what we ask you to do is just be able to click that button and join us. It doesn't take too much at all. We're not going to break the bank. We're not charging you $70. However, the only thing we actually do is spend a good time with us on a Saturday night, because this will be our last live show for the year, I think, in Burlington, that is, because I know during the holiday season this year, I'm going to try to spend more time with the fam than I ever had before, because in this business of 6 years, it's really hard during these times to wrestle and try to be dad and all types of things, be a husband, where you're just running on fumes. And my birthday will be coming up in a couple of weeks. My wife's birthday is coming up. So we just want to enjoy those times this year. Not to say we haven't before, but I think it'll be one of the things where we'll be ramping up other things like social media presence. That's one thing we're definitely going to work on while we're not doing live shows at the current moment, because that's what I'm starting to learn every single day as a owner of a company, and also a student of trying to become better. You only get better if you learn from your mistakes, because you're going to make mistakes. That doesn't mean that you can't strive to be better. You just gotta learn, okay, this didn't work this time. Let's try something different. Okay, this did work well. Let's explore this more. You gotta plug and chug, man. And I've learned a lot. I have great people that have advised me, give me guidance. They believe in me. DC, of course, is one guy. D minus is another. Snooty. At times I can feel so low, and it feels like, and when I mean low on energy, like, you know what I'm saying, like have a long day. I start my day off pretty early, and it just seems like I don't get no rest sometimes. But I do this because I honestly love what I do, and that's bring the best entertainment to right now. It's being the local community, but I want to bring it to the world. I want y'all to see the vision of what we're trying to create is that wrestling has a place for everybody, fans and talent alike. And I think Icon's the right thing for everyone because Icon stands for integrity can overcome negativity. I'm going to say it again. Integrity can overcome negativity. That's not just a company model. That's a way of life for me. Because you got to be able to think that if you think you want to be so positive or think that positive and keep striving for that so much that you make people that think negative don't even want to be around you. I'm starting to experience that a lot more in my life. And that's powerful. Because at that point, it's not about the person that you would say is really hindering you. It's the time that I'm spending with you is hindering me. Because now I start to realize everybody has a value to their life. And that's why I spend this time every single week with you guys, because y'all bring value to my life. I prepare as much as I can throughout the week to know that when it comes to 7 o'clock on Mondays, y'all have my undivided attention. And I thank y'all so much for every week tuning in. It's been awesome. And I'm going to keep working tirelessly, especially this week. Probably won't get a lot of sleep at all. But I know that the efforts of being an owner of a company, if you don't go hard, then nobody's going to do it for you. And that's in the ring, outside, anywhere in life. So give everything you have and every opportunity you have, because you don't know when the last time you can be able to do it. So I know that when it comes down to this Saturday, don't miss the chance to be able to tune in live. If you can be there, actually in the building, come on out, bring a Halloween costume, so your kids and yourself enjoy a good time at night with us. Let us be your friends that night. All right. Now, we're not on Icon, but like we always say, if you ain't going hard for yourself, what you going hard for in life? You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and turn up, man. It's that time. I've been so excited. I love wrestling in front of my people in Burlington. And I want you guys online to see the passion of when I'm here in this here city. It's like probably almost every match so far I get a little teary-eyed. I'm an emotional person when I get in that ring because I manifest a win. That's all I try to do. I want to win in every single aspect of my life. That's like for my wife, when she wakes up and I wake up in the morning, I want to win her heart every single day to prove that, again, I can do it. Because if I'm not fighting hard for my wife, there'll be a lot of people that is. Just like my children, so on and so forth. So I know the end has been a lot about me. It may seem like rambling. I think it's more a motivational speech. Because some of you may be out there not feeling so hot about yourself. It's okay. Every day, these 24 hours is not your whole life. You know, it can just be so overwhelming. It can be, oh man, it can be tough. However, don't even let it phase you. And I know it's easy to say, hard to do, but that's every single day. You just got to pick yourself up. And if you got some people in your life that just don't believe in you, stop wasting time, because life is way too short for that. All right, you got to believe in yourself. All right. So when it comes down to wrapping up this show, I want to get out my social medias. I know I've been talking about that a lot. And my name is Teddy Ireland Jr. You can hit me up on Facebook under that name. And you can also hit me up at TKO on Instagram I don't use X that much. It's nothing against. I ain't got no problems or nothing. I just don't like to. I don't like to. I don't know. I just don't like the platform like I used to. And you can also check me out on YouTube at TKO336 as well, and check out some of my footage. You can also check out my company that I own and I run, Icon Pro Wrestling LLC. That's Icon Pro Wrestling LLC on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and soon to be Patreon. We are working on that right now to be able to give y'all guys a new, different experience where we're starting to realize the online fans in the communities are just as important as the ones that comes to the show. So we're working on that. Also, we got I got some exciting news for the folks that will be attending the show. We will have a promo code coming out on Wednesday, and it will last to Friday. You got 2 days. It will start at 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, and it will end Friday night. And it'll be details online for you guys to know about that. There's limited tickets, so don't miss that chance, because I know you still want to go to that show. So make sure you don't miss the opportunity for those tickets, all right? All right, so I know that I looked up what could be potentially 2 matches, I would say, tonight's card on Monday Night Raw. You would possibly have a Braun Breaker versus Kofi Kingston match, which that seems very exciting. I think that's a follow-up on the fact that let's watch Xavier Woods. I think he may have something to do with this. May not want to see Kofi shine like he does. We also will see appearance by Rhea Ripley. I'm pretty sure she want to address Liv Morgan after what happened in Bad Blood. And we also have Cody Rhodes, knowing that now Gunther beat Sammy, and we have the Crown Jewel where they have a new championship belt that will be it's a Crown Jewel championship where the 2 champions, SmackDown and Raw's champions, will face each other for that annually every year at this point. That's been announced last week on the pay-per-view. And you had the women's champions going against each other one-on-one. So I think that's pretty dope. And then you will also have the women's WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Io Sky and Kairi Sane. What a hot matchup we're going to have here tonight, because these 2 ladies, or these 4 ladies, women, have been going through a lot lately in the tag team division, and it's only been cooking for a while. So I think that's going to be an exciting match. Possibly main event. Anybody? I think they could. I think that'd be dope, but we'll see what happens. But I know that Snooty Foxx wasn't able to join us tonight. He sends his love. I'll just check the text message his. But yeah, man, what a brother. We had a good time this weekend, and I enjoyed myself. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm winning too early. So I want you guys to go ahead and tune into the USA Network. Check out Monday Night Raw, and please check out our social media links and get your information. We'll see you next Monday. Appreciate you. Love you. We out. Holla at your boy.
What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? I got a TKO on wherever the pool is at. What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? Got 2 Tulies of my own, I don't need a cat. Hold up, no sir. Step into the mic, bring me closer. Sabotage back in the lab, and to stop that you gonna have to go through both. The swole up. Anytime I pull up the bars, I buck up my shoulders and pour the heart. Word to God, my gears.